Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Mitchell FX here. Firstly, if you could give that video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, I would appreciate it massively before we get into today's video. So, I have had a little thought, over the last couple of days or so, and I've thought, it's about time we had a little bit of a challenge on this video, on this channel rather. So XAUUSD or gold US dollar is the main asset that I trade, the main pair that I trade. So I do have all of these other pairs, the marked ones are the main ones that I trade. I do trade these, however XAUUSD is the main pair that I trade. So I thought, why not have a little bit of a challenge just on XAUUSD. Right, so here is just a couple of my possible, the trades I did enter and some possible trades that I would have entered but that didn't quite tap in over the last couple of weeks. So firstly, I had a trade here which literally hit TP within 2 days. So that was trade number one. There was ones past these, but I'm not going to get that far back for the video's sake. Don't want to drag it on too much. So I had an entry here that hit TP within 2 days. I had a entry point here that I wanted to enter. Didn't quite tap in, so I didn't get that entry. So I missed out on this one. I was gonna enter this one, but I was humming and ahhing. I tend to buy gold rather than sell. I tend to buy the dips, so I didn't enter this one. I was humming and ahhing about going against it a little bit, taking that risk. I was gonna enter, but I didn't. This trade, I was humming and ahhing about it when it came into this zone. I was 50-50, and when you're 50-50, just don't enter. So I didn't enter. It come all the way back down to my trend line, and I was literally, I had it all typed in. I had my lot size all there ready to go. All I had to click was buy, and basically I bottled it, and if I'd have entered, it would have hit TP. However, these three trades I did not enter. This one out of the three of them, I was contemplating. This one was just unfortunate. This one, I in the end decided not to. This one, humming and hard in here, didn't do it. Pushed down to the trend line. Literally, I was just sat there. I was like, temptation there was to click it. However, I didn't. Unfortunately, I didn't enter it. It would have hit TP. Come back down again. Literally, this scenario here was the same as this. It came into this zone. However, pushed back down to the trend line. So I thought, possibility of it doing the same. I saw it in here. However, I wanted it to tap this trend line. So again, I was sat there just watching the charts as it come down. Sat there waiting, and it just pushed out. So I missed out on this entry right here. It came into this zone here. However, as it entered the zone, I wanted to buy off the top of here, and it just didn't tap in. So I was unfortunate about missing out on this one. Pretty much the same as this trade and this trade. And then obviously Thursday or Friday, whenever it was, I wanted it to push out a bit more and then retest here for a buy. It didn't do that, pushed all the way down, and then by then it was Friday, and I just didn't want to trade on a Friday. So that is just a little rundown of some of my trades and potential entries that I've done over the last couple of weeks, whether I've missed them, whether I've just been unfortunate, whether it didn't quite tap in. So I thought to myself, why not make XAUUSD, gold US dollar, a little bit of a challenge for me? So I have decided right here a couple of rules that I'm going to take. So rule number one, I can only trade XAUUSD, which is gold US dollar. I am not allowed to place any trades on my account on any of these. I can only place entries on XAU US dollar. So rule number one, pretty straightforward. Rule number two, I can only start with 100 Great British pounds deposit. So I can only deposit £100 into my trading account, no more, no less. Okay, very simple. I can only, rule number three, I am looking for 1 to 2 trades per week. As you can see here, you know, every week, roughly, you know, I've been very fortunate here. And if I go back, still fortunate, tapping in between my zones. Very, very fortunate, you know. I'm trying to get 1 or 2 trades per week. So nothing too crazy, nothing, you know, I'm not trying to hit like 15 trades a week or anything stupid like that. Just nice and simple, 1 or 2 trades a week. Whether they win or lose, 1 or 2 a week. Rule number 4, I can only do a minimum of 2 to 1 risk to reward. So all of these are 2 to 1s minimum. Again, if I'd have held that, say if I wanted to hit that top, that would have been a 3 to 1. Again, if I wanted to ride this one all the way to the top here, that would have hit eventually. That would have been almost a 6 to 1. So a minimum of 2 to 1. I can do more. I can do a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and so on and so forth, as long as it is a minimum of a 2 to 1. So if I have 10 pip stop loss, that must mean it must be a 20 pip TP. If it's a 20 pip stop loss, it has to be a 40 pip TP. So pretty universal, pretty straightforward so far. Now here is the big one. I've decided to be a little bit risky, make it a little bit more fun, see what we can do with this account. And I can only risk a minimum of 50% per trade. So if I have got £100, right, I can only risk £50 because that is 50%. If I had £500, I can then risk £250 per trade. Okay, so we're going for those high risk, high rewards kind of trades. Now, over here, I will show you my trading account. So this right here is my trading account. Okay, in here is only XAUUSD. So you can see that that is the only pair I am trading in this account. There it is right there, pretty obvious. There is my £100 deposit, well, my balance, but it has given me a £20 deposit bonus. So technically I've got £120 in there. However, I have deposited £100. If I move over to history, you can see right there, I have deposited £100. I've been credited an extra £20, which is the deposit bonus. And if I go over here, you can see in the last 6 months, in the last year, that is all I have done on this account. Okay. And obviously, if I come over to settings, you can see it is a live account. Okay. Right there at the top. So nice and simple. It's a live account. There's my balance. Right there. You can see all that. And it's just XAUUSD. So it is nice and simple. Nothing too stressful. And obviously every time I place a trade and upload a video, I will show you the history, show you the rundown of why I entered and what happened, whether it hit TP, whether it hit stop loss. I'm just going to be completely honest, and basically we're just going to see what we can do with this account, whether we grow it, whether we blow it, who knows. But basically just a little bit of fun, nothing too stressful. Just to see what we can do on this channel. And that is pretty it, really. There's not really a goal to it. I'm not trying to make millions off this. I'm not trying to make, you know, 50 quid off this. It's just a bit of fun, just to place a couple of trades a week, 1 or 2 trades a week, high risk, high reward, and just see what we can do with this account. So probably every weekend I will be uploading a video just as an update per week. You know, whether I've won any trades, like I said, lost any trades, etc, etc. But again, what I will do actually is I will get rid of all these right now, so it's all nice and fresh. And then moving into Monday, so it's currently Saturday right now, moving on to Monday, which will be the 9th. Going forward, we will start to look for some trades. Now, again, actually, this isn't really a rule, but I will say this. I tend to trade these time frames only. So I've got my weekly bias. You know, as you can tell by this, I do like to trade gold. Gold is my main asset. I like to follow it every single week, mark up where it starts, how it's moved throughout the whole year so far. So this is where the price was at the start of the year. This is the all-time high now. This is where we're at now, etc, etc. Every single week, so I like to just follow gold. You know, and it does give me a couple trades per week. So I will be going no lower than the 30-minute time frame. Okay, most of my trades, I'll be honest, are entered on either the 4-hour or the 2-hour. Most of them are entered on the 2-hour time frame. I do tend to use the 1-hour time frame and the 30 minutes if I'm following a trade, just to see how it's moving, if I want to move it to break even, if I want to take profits, etc, etc. However, I will not be doing that, because once I've placed the trade, it will either hit TP or it will either hit stop loss. No in between. But yeah, that is my challenge that I'm going to be doing, and I would appreciate it if you could hit that subscribe button, drop us a like, you know, follow the challenge with me, hopefully get a little bit of support, and we will see how we will get on with this challenge. Peace out.